This is day 949 of the Arukh HaShulchan. This week's Arukh HaShulchan Yomi is sponsored on Erev Shabbos Kodesh Parshas Vayigash by a generous donor, L'Chavit Shabbos Kodesh. Very grateful to him. Today we are doing Siman Tov Reish Lamed Tes Sif Yud Ches to Tov Reish Lamed Tes Sif Chav Hei. Yud Ches. Linyan Brichas Leisha B'Sukkah B'Lai Rishon Ksher Kshamim. In terms of making a bracha the first night when the rain is falling. Kayan Yiresh Lo Varech Tavi Safek Bracha would seem you don't make a bracha, but it's a Safek. I'm not Rabbeinu whether there's a mitzvah or not when it's raining the first night. Rabbeinu Mom V'Vor Shetzorech LeBarech. And Mom says clear that you have to make a bracha. Because of Shekarish B'Sukkah, Teishmar Zman Sukkah. You make Sukkah today in order you should say Shechiyonu on the Sukkah. You should bracha on the Sukkah. You make a bracha on the Sukkah. Menira the Kimon LaHalacha Kediba Dasim B'Chayim. So it seems that LaHalacha basically those who require a bracha. Being Mashbiar the Vrem Yesh Soba Kasuv. Based on what we explained, there is a foundation of this in the pasuk based on the two limudim and Yud Zayin, the Sif Yud Zayin from two different places. Is of the opinion that the minhag is not to make a leshe sukkah when the rain is falling. There's also ramifications for the second day. If when it's raining on the second night, if you have to make a bracha the first night, Shehadin Baruch Kain, which is clear the case. If you have to eat in the sukkah and make a bracha the first night, then you would have to eat in the sukkah and make a bracha the second night, even if it's raining in Chutz La'aretz. Just like with matzah. But the first night you don't make a bracha if it's raining. That is fake ledina because it's a suffix. Then you would not have to sit the second night in the rain to eat the kazayis came in the under bekin b'kriya the yarcha. Since we know that in terms of Sveika Dedina, we would not apply it because we know the Kviya the Yarcha and we know that this is the second night of Sukkot. And the minhag is not to sit in the Sukkah on the second night if it's raining. So he wants to be makar on the second night. Yochad Kazayis B'Sukkah Achar Suda or Be'emtza Suda. Usually Kazayis Sukkah after the meal or in the middle of the meal. V'lo Yikarish B'Sukkah would not make Kiddush in the Sukkah. Mishmura, the Shver of Tzion, say also you should not make a Leisha B'Sukkah or Shechiyanu the second night. The Chatchila is best to wait also wait on the second night until the rain ceases. But if you don't want to be machmir, it's okay. In the dakte olav. To your test, Kol Shibas Yomim, Korev L'Mei Torah Sukkah. All 7 days you read and you learn inside the Sukkah. If you need a lot of books for learning, you'll flame a Sukkah, take a Svarim out of the Sukkah. Of Torah, even though it's a pain. It's because it's pain, you can't exempt yourself from Sukkah. The Mishabur says if it's very difficult to bring the Svarim out of the Sukkah, it's possible you're exempt from Sukkah. But if you have a place in the Sukkah to leave them for all the days of Sukkot, you will leave them there. Then it's no longer Tircha. It says learning the Sukkah is including Teishu Kein Dadur. According to the profundity of his analysis and learning, it's difficult for him to do on the Sukkah. Basically in his house, since this type of learning is not possible in the Sukkah. This is Kal V'chomer. If in anguish of the body, they said something is in anguish is exempt from the Sukkah. Certainly it's true by affliction of the soul. The nefesh, the Torah, nefesh, the Torah, the soul in terms of Torah. The Torah should take out the Mushavasov because you have to be in a tranquil state in order to learn properly. The Yatila ain't chova klal yispal b'sukkah in terms of davening. There's no obligation time b'sukkah. Shebizel lo shaya kein toduru. That's not kein toduru. Kegam b'beis because even in your house ain't a mispal b'kvius. You don't normally daven beis haknesses. If you're a person goes to shul. Okay, what's a mispal b'sukkah? Therefore, you want to daven b'sukkah. What's a mispal b'beis or in your house? But if you have a place where you can calmly daven your sukkah, you should daven there. If the rain falls, I raise the nichlas to you can go inside your house. Just like we leave the sukkah on account of this rain. So too in hot good countries, you leave also on account of hot winds and mosquitoes. Come Sakarim in cold places, because of the winds and the cold. Sometimes in the middle of the night, the wind extinguishes the candle. Finals the base when he has to go back into his house. Close up our general principle is anytime you have anguish of any sort, patim in sukkah, exempt from the sukkah. Anybody who's exempt from the sukkah and does not leave the sukkah, he gets no reward. And he's called a fool. Using Shah Perak of the Shabbos. Like Ushami says in Shabbos, anybody's exempt from something and does it anyway, Nikra Hediot is called a fool. Arukh says, it seems to him, that certain things, obviously, a person can be stringent. Everything has to do with what we're talking about. So in the case like a sukkah, you sit in a sukkah like you live in your house, so you mail him ain't a kain dadur. So if being in the sukkah is not like you live in your house, ain't a sukkah cloud, it's not a sukkah at all. But in a base, a person will not sit in his house if it's pouring rain inside or other discomforts. It's not the sukkah which the Torah is talking about. You don't have a greater fool than this. How can you get rewarded? It's not saying the sukkah which Torah commanded to sit in, which is a sukkah which it can be analogous to your house. You certainly shouldn't enter the sukkah when you exempt from it. The Rogachover says somewhere that in Rambam that it could be that it's possible that it's considered to be an isser of using the sukkah, which is muktzah mitzvaso, at the time when it rains, when there is no mitzvah. So you're being over the isser muktzah by seeing the sukkah when it rains. On the other hand, the irony is that the Rogachover came from Lubavitch background, and Lubavitch they dafka sitting in the sukkah when it rains, and they say that a person should be nikra kol yom avayeh rosh b'yamokam fil shachas. I don't know about other chassidim, but Lubavitchers do sit in the sukkah when it rains. Obviously, the Arukh HaShulchan would not be in agreement with that. But when you leave the sukkah on account of rain, all you take a kois, you shouldn't go out like someone is angry, you mivayit and kicking, like it says in the most Olam will do lasi lava when the sukkah sukkahs they build get too hot. El Bachnar Rabba, but with great submission, because Rabba like a slave who has come to pour a cup to his master, and he wants to dilute the wine with water. And his master threw the bucket of water on his face. The bracket says here, the water sweetens the red wine. And this alludes to the rachamim which sweetens the din. And they're not letting him do it from Mina Shemaim, and that obviously it should be upsetting. But they did say it's only Eretz Yisrael where Sukkot is not in the rainy season. What is the measure of rain which you leave the sukkah? Initially, when rain starts raining on the schach, then down the sukkah doesn't get into the sukkah. Basically, when can you leave the sukkah, go to his house? We share the kokach deep in the sukkah, ala shulchan. Once there's so many drops coming into the sukkah on his table, in the manner that if they fall into your cooked dish, the cooked dish will be spoiled. Fil tavshil shel pool, and even a cooked dish of legumes, which gets ruined quickly. We can reckon, even you're not eating the beans, I guess, you can use that as a tool of measure. Even if that cooked dish is not in front of you, we can use that to measure. Because Chachamim reckoned, when you get that measure of rain, a wetness, no longer applies. Somebody who is not doesn't have expertise to measure this measurement, he should assess himself. If he'll leave his house, if there's so much rain, leaves the sukkah. So he explains the rain is on other days and nights of the holiday. The first night, it's an obligation to make kiddush and eat the sukkah even when it's raining. V'dai, you should know, Sheish Yistape B'sukas Abriya Shalanu. In our sukkahs, which are part of the structure. So Misakin Agag, we remove the roof. They call it, some people call them shlak. Basic shami machzir so, and at the time of the rain, put it back. V'derech lachzir miyakshim eschem shami rain, and the custom is to put it back immediately when it starts raining. The episode that she eschem latef u'tocha sukkah. It's going to leave it open until the water starts dripping the sukkah. Yisasef baschach harbek shami. A lot of rain is going to get collected in the schach, which are going to drip afterwards. But let him mitzvah sukkah and prevent him from doing the mitzvah. Now, but if the rain started falling in a way that you can complete the meal if you leave it open, is it permissible to nevertheless put up the roof so that the rain should not collect and nullify his fulfillment of the mitzvah later on? Or do we say mitzvah shaita adifa? Do the mitzvah at the time is preferable. And you should not put the roof back until afterwards. When you complete the meal, so you eat the sukkah now. And if later on you can't see in the sukkah because there's dripping from the schach, you're exempt. Arukh HaShulchan way that it's better to eat now, even though it's going to cause bittul sukkah later. He says the belt does not do that way. Rather, they close up the roof immediately. That's great. One Shabbos for somebody who's in danger, so he should be able to fulfill many Shabbos in the future. For somebody who's sick and in danger. Here too, it's the people have a similar cheshbon. It's best to cancel this sukkah in the sukkah. So you should later on be able to do many sudas in the sukkah. But that's maybe the rest of the sukkahs. When sukkahs is ebbing away, so to speak, when the rain starts falling times suda, should not put the roof back. Since it's midaraisa after Shana Rabbah, no longer after the sukkah, you should not be about the din daraisa of eating on the 7th. In order to be able to eat that Shmini Atzeres, when it's only Drabanan, and we become minag of Seichem B'Yadechem, so they be called the Chol Aydezeh, that on that account you would not eat in the sukkah now. No, eat on the 7th, even though it's going to cause you problems on the 8th. So by sleeping, somebody who was sleeping in the sukkah, and rain started falling, goes into his house to sleep. And this is more lenient than eating. The achila, by eating, so you have to go by the one which is doing your cooked dish. But by sleep, you don't have to assess it that way. The Bushamim Muatim, even with a little bit of rain, Havitzar, there's anguish, Lishan Sham to sleep there, they can leave. So therefore, immediately when some drops fall in his bed, he leaves the sukkah, Balumba Beso, and sleeps in his house. Also, should not be machmir to wait. Be called a fool. Unless a few drops do not bother you at all. Somebody went into his house in the middle of the meal on account of the rain. And the rain ceased. Still in the middle of the meal. Nevertheless, is not required to go back to the sukkah. Basically going to complete the meal in his house. To be sleeping and started raining by in the middle of the night. And he went into sleep in the house. The rain ceased. If he hasn't yet gone actually to sleep in his house, he should go back to sukkah. Just like somebody who has not yet laid down, even though he had already been lying down in the sukkah. So he hasn't yet been laying down inside. He's got to go back to the sukkah. Sharatian says, the Prima Godim says, that when you got undressed inside your house, even if you didn't go to sleep yet, if it's difficult to get up and get dressed, go back to the sukkah, you can sleep inside. Bikur Yaakov is not sure about this. The Shabura says the Yesha and the Mara Mordechai are not sure, since he had the difficulty in bringing in the pillows and blankets into his house. Perhaps he would not make him toil to bring them back outside. So there are Mesuppak, whether perhaps he can more make it Arukh HaShulchan, but they don't say it definitively. Regardless, if you're ready, lying in bed, not may you go back to the sukkah that entire night. I feel near if you wake up middle of the night from your sleep, and you're lying in your house until morning time, until dawn. When you wake up from your sleep on your own, the od. Sure. No, so I read this wrong. Let's go back again. If you're lying in bed, the Chacham not require you to go back to your sukkah the entire night. I feel near even got in the middle of the night from your sleep. So you're allowed to remain in your lying in your house till the morning is awakened. Nowadays, it would be a tremendous chumrah if we adhere to this, because it means you have to get up at dawn, which you're not accustomed to doing. But he's throws in, it's not just Amun Shachar, actually the Gemara says this, it's Amun Shachar and you wake up. So then you have to go back. No, then you have to go back so you want to sleep more. Time in the middle sitting early, the reason seems to me that call Niklau, but Teshu came to do it. It's all included in Teshu came to do it. Then Derech Adam. When a person is eating outside his house, it's not his derech to stop in the middle of the meal. And to go into his house to finish his meal. A person is sleeping outside his house. To go sleep in his house. He waits until the day, daylight. And when he awakens. And that's how you conduct yourself in the sukkah. Stopping. We can have the following question. This halacha also applies in our sukkahs, which are part of our houses. Where we open the roof. So when it rains, we put it back. We started eating. We ordered shamim and started raining. You put the roof back. Then the rain ceased. You're not required middle meal to open up. Just like you don't have to leave your house, go back to the sukkah. So to night in the middle of the sleep, the rain ceases. Is he not required to go back down from his bed, and open the roof? Let's say sleep basis, like he's not required to leave his house, go to the sukkah. That's one possibility. Dilma, do we say, came in the Enkan Shini Moko, since you don't have to go to a different place. So it's just a little bit of a bother. The Psichas Agag and opening the roof. You have to do it also in the middle of the meal, and also in the middle of the sleep. Says that's why I think the actual halacha is you have to open the roof. But by sleep, in if it's hard for him to get up, get dressed or to wash. So then it's like we're going from a sukkah to his house, from his house to a sukkah, and you are exempt. Mishnah says if you can open them by ropes, which evidently are nearby, then you have to open them, the roofs, because that's a very little bother. It's not called mitzvah. Shartian says in the middle of a meal, it's possible that even if he has to go up in the schach, so in order to open the roof, he has to do so, because he is awake and out of bed. So even a greater bother would be required of him. Says, anybody's but certainly you get up with great joy to open the roof and fill the mitzvah. It's not comparable to coming in from his house, which is called a hedyot, because he doesn't have to change his place. The Allah says something exempt for on account of the bother to go back to the sukkah, such as where the rain stopped in the middle of the night or in the middle of the meal, does get rewarded if he does go back, and it's not called a hedyot, despite the fact that he could wait to the end of the meal or to the end of his period of sleep.